Hey everyone, so welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Priya, and I'm an international student in Ireland. Recently finished my master's in business analytics in the University of Galway in Galway. So, in this video, I'll be talking about the few challenges we as international students face, and I'm gonna break them down into everything that you need to know about living in Ireland and studying here. All right, so let's get a quick overview of the topics that we shall cover to set your expectations and so that we don't waste our time here. Firstly, we'll discuss about the life here, whether or not you should make the choice, how to choose the right university and course, finding accommodation, part-time jobs and opportunities, the job market, and the work visa and job hunt after the graduation or post-graduation. So, if you're excited about studying in Ireland, and then make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Besides that, you can also put in the comment section whatever doubts you have, and I'll be more than happy to help you because somewhere there was someone who's helped me get to where I am here. So I'd be more than happy to be the other. You know, across the other table, helping you guys come here if you want, or helping you guys decide on whether or not you should come here. So, firstly, I've kind of made a note of what all to discuss. So, let's start with overview of Ireland as a study destination. Well, to be honest, it's one of the best study destinations. I have my friends in US, Canada, UK, Germany, Poland, Netherlands, and different other places. But so far, the smoothest I've felt is with Ireland. So, because UK, for example, the inflation is going very high, and due to that, the job market is affected as well. Now, and the various other places as well, you must know already the visa situation and the language barriers, for example, in Poland, Netherlands, and Germany, and many other places as well. So, first thing first, the best part about Ireland is there's no problems with English here because everybody knows English. Secondly, it's a lot more safer space because Ireland is quite the neutral one in the political aspect. Now, talking about this place as a study destination, I think from a student's perspective and talking about if it's a peaceful place or not, it's a good, great place for a study destination. Now, why should you choose why should you choose Ireland for your higher education? Now, talking about that, I'd say so. There are basically mostly two kinds of people. The first ones are the kinds who actually want to come here to actually study, to learn something out of the curriculum. And the second ones are the ones who come here for the visa so that they can get the post study work visa and start working. Now, to be honest, the first one, they should actually do their very thorough research before coming here because I'll be very honest with you. UCD, TCD, they're all, for example, the universities in Dublin, University College, Dublin, Trinity College, Dublin, they all have great rankings and everything else. They have good teaching and everything else. And for example, the NUIG, University of Galway here, same is the case with that. But quite honestly, it's only 30% or 35% that a lecturer actually teaches in the class or anything that you learn from the class or the university. So honestly, it's like 65% to 70% is what you do on your own, be it via YouTube, your websites, or via whatever resources, Coursera, various classes, online classes, or whatever. I wouldn't say online classes, but whatever online sources you have. So 70% of your education happens via that, and most of your assignment is actually covered only via that. So yeah, whatever the university and the professors actually just set a tone for your education, and you have to do it yourself. So you have to self study a lot, to be honest. So if you're someone looking to just finish your masters and go back to India, I would rather suggest do a very good thorough research of your curriculum and only come here if you're very happy with the curriculum. For example, I had a word just today with a student. She has come here for her master's in fintech, which is financial technology. Now, I have personally worked in a fintech and I know how things function in a fintech. So I asked her about the curriculum, and what she mentioned about the curriculum was that She has a few programming languages, not a few, I'd rather say Python and SQL. And then she has finance. They had economics as well, but economics is optional. So she chose finance and technology, and now in technology. So the only thing as a part of technology that they're teaching is Python SQL. N- Now, even those two languages, they're only teaching like the beginner level, which you can actually, honestly, quite honestly, if you're dedicated enough, learn from Geeks for Geeks or W3 schools, and there are many other options, Java T Point and whatnot. So, and honestly, the industry does not work with beginner level languages. You know, you need intermediate level of knowledge, or at least advanced level as well. I mean, not at least, but at least intermediate level and then advanced level. So now, besides that, and let's talk of the second kind who come here for the visa. So, to be honest, the job market here isn't the best right now, or in that case, anywhere across the globe, it isn't the best. Re- uh, just recently, I started my own job hunt, and I see that there are a lot more job opportunities in India. Of course, the pay the same as here, but then यहाँ का the cost of living and the expenses that you have here is somewhere around 15,000 per annum. Like if you actually just adjust a bit, and if you're lucky and find an accommodation within 400 500, which is very unlikely in Dublin, but a possibility in Galway or Limerick, in a shared space maybe, or a little outside the town. In that case, even in that case, you spend up like 10,000 euros a year. So that's like the cost of living, including your bills, your accommodation, and your grocery. So at least 10,000 euros is what you end up spending anyways, because you get your bills for around 50 60 euros, and then your Wi-Fi bill if there are 4 people in the house. So basic Wi-Fi bill starts from 35 euros a month. So 35 by 4, just split it for yourself. 450 500 for the rent, and then 100 euros for the grocery. And then if you end up eating outside for 2 or 3 days, you've lost like 60 euros there, 15 to 20 euros in each of your visits to a restaurant outside. And then, yeah, so that makes it to like 10,000 euros a year. So that's about your cost of living on a very base level. So if you're coming here thinking that you'll just get your post study work visa and sort things out and get a job, so or hard work will get you there, yes, but it might take a very long time, and it can be quick if you're lucky enough, if you believe in luck, but otherwise it takes time as well, and you need to be dedicated and patient enough to wait and continue to work and try to get the job. So that's how it works. Now, the admission process and requirements aren't very complicated. They're very straightforward. You fill in the application, write a letter of get in 2 letters of recommendations, and then a letter of as in why you want to join. So yeah, I'll actually make a different video, in fact, for the admission process and requirements, because this video will get a little longer, to be honest. Now, talking about the tuition fee and scholarships, do not get carried away by scholarships, because very few students actually get scholarship here. So if you're thinking that you come in here and probably you will end up finding a scholarship in the second year, do not depend on that. Have your funds ready in the back end. Accommodation options. The accommodation options aren't the best, I would say, because there's a lot of accommodation crisis going on, since a lot of students keep coming in every year. So that's one thing. Apart from that, to find accommodation, make sure that you start hunting for it right when you're in India. Connect to as many people as possible. Try connecting to seniors in your batch. Do not just go with Facebook ads and other things, because there's also a lot of fraud happening. So try connecting to your seniors, because they are a lot more trustworthy. And one thing I've noticed is seniors here are very supportive, very, very, very supportive. So they'll definitely help you with something or the other, and start networking right from time here in India. Right from the time you start planning, start networking over LinkedIn or WhatsApp groups that are for accommodation here in Ireland, Dublin, Colby, wherever. Now, talking about the visa students, the reason I went back to all these things is I wanted to keep the base clear first. Now, for the ones who want to come here for post study work visa, the job market isn't the best. I'll say that again, but that does not mean you will not find a job. Now, if you're thinking that you'll come here and find a part-time job straight away, that doesn't happen either, because even in the part-time jobs, there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of constraints that you plan, like you'll work 20 hours a week, but then the manager might end up giving you just 10 hours, 12 hours, or 15 hours, or some people work two different places and get those 20 hours in total. And a lot of times, students actually struggle to find part time jobs right away after they get in here. So, the best way to do for that is, start trying to find online jobs right when you're in India and try applying. But again, you need your PPSN, which is public service number, which you need, which every employer asks you or asks or to you, because they cannot employ you without that. So, you need your PPSN as well in place. Now, so it will take at least 1 or 2 months after you come here to get a part-time job, all right? So you will have to be patient with that as well. And a lot of people end up finding a part-time job only in their second semester, so it could take even longer. But only if you're dedicated enough. If you're not that dedicated, it is a struggle to find a part-time job. And I've seen a lot of people. I got my part-time job after 2 months of me coming here. So yeah, everybody has a different journey, I would say, and it really depends on how dedicatedly you're looking for something. Now, talking about the post study opportunities, it's again the same. It's like every year, 50 or I'd say 40 to 50 out of 100 get a job. So, for the remaining 50 to 60 stack up in the queue for the next year. And then next year, another 100 students come, and then 30 to 40 get a job. So, now for the next year, it's like 50 to 60 from the previous queue and then 100 here with new batch. It's like 150 to 160 people trying for 40 positions. And or maybe 50 position too in that case. But then the number of students is rising every year and the job opportunities aren't rising with the same level. So that creates a lot of competition in the market. And there again, you will need a lot of networking to land a very good job. Of course, there are exceptions but then those exceptions are 2 out of 10. You can definitely have hope because you could be the 2 out of 10. But at the same time, I would say do not get carried away emotionally. Be very practical, when deciding these things, when analyzing your specific job market, when analyzing your curriculum. Do not be very over optimistic. Like, you know what, it's okay. Two people get it and I can be one of the two people. Yes, you can be. But for being one of the two people, make sure that you analyze the kind of risk you're taking. Is it even worth it? Because you can be 2 out of 10, but also be prepared for what if you fall into 8 out of 10 category. So be prepared for that as well. I would rather say make a very good thorough research of your curriculum. And now I will talk about people who actually, for example, work as software developers in India and then do like a business here and think of switching to a techno functional or a business role or a managerial role. This isn't happening very easy. This doesn't come easy. The only possibility of happening so is in a graduate role, which is a pressure role, where you do not get paid enough in most cases and you might not get the sponsorship. So, to get a sponsorship, you need a good paid job, which is 38,000 euros right now. So, your pay has to be at least 38,000 to be able to get sponsored. Now, a lot of people do this mistake that they take the masters of a different stream and they think that they can switch into that, for example, business, and then they think they can switch into managerial. That doesn't happen. If you're coming here, be prepared that you will first find a job in your own market. Say you worked as a software developer, you worked as a civil engineer, you're going to find a job in software development or civil engineering, get it in somewhere, and then probably you can make internal switches or switch elsewhere. So that's how it can actually work for you. But otherwise, it gets a little strugglesome to actually find something that's more of a career switch. So, no. And that's honestly about the job market. After that, talking about self cooking and grocery and how you manage life here. Another mistake people do is they think that okay, they're gonna come here, study, they can just cook and clean, and that's it. They can study. But when you look into the microscopic view of this life, me personally as a student, as an international student, when I came in here, I thought, okay, it is just cooking. I can cook and it's no big deal. I can just cook and clean, and there's washing machines and dishwashers everywhere. I don't have to do dishes, and the machines will wash the clothes and the dryers will dry them. But the fact is, not all houses have dishwashers, and then your electricity bill comes around 60 to 70 on a shared basis. So, say four people stay in the house, so the electricity bill could be 200 euros or 300 euros in total. So, that comes to like 60, 70 euros per head. So, now if you use a dishwasher, maybe you're willing to use a dishwasher, but one of the other three members in the house might not be willing to spend too much on the electricity bill, and they'll be like, no, I cannot afford a dishwasher, we can't use it. So you need to function as per the housemates as well, and in that case, you can't use a dishwasher probably. So you might have to clean the dishes. There are houses where there are no dryers, so you might have to dry your clothes outside. So it's let me just talk about a day in my life. I would rather say maybe that could give an idea on how your life could be here. So I wake up in the morning, make some breakfast, cook, like obviously cook and then make some breakfast, have that breakfast, then clean the stove, clean my dishes because then I have previously I had to go to college. I mean, there were days how it worked for me was I had to go to college and then I would come back from the college, say 2 or 3 o'clock, and then I went back to my part time. I worked for 3, 4 hours because I could not work more than that since I could only get those hours, and then finish my part time, come back home, do my food again, clean the room because sometimes I didn't get time to clean in the morning, and then sit down, study, do assignments, and then look for internships and other things, look for like teaching assistant jobs and other things. You need to keep a track on your emails. For example, I got a teaching assistant job in my university. So do those things, and then you also, amidst all this, in the start, you kind of forget to balance your family and friends back in India. So the life with them and the life here. So it's like you wake up in the morning, you clean your room, you go upstairs or wherever your kitchen is, start cleaning, make food, clean the kitchen, clean the dishes because the housemates need the room and kitchen. I mean, the kitchen clean, and if you're sharing a room, the room has to clean as well. So, of course. And then come downstairs, get ready, post that, pack your lunch, go to your part time or college. If you have a college, then go to college, come back from college, talk to your family and friends for an hour or two because otherwise it's too late in India. If you do not talk, then you need to wait for the next day and then come back, then do your laundry, cook your dinner again. And if you want, you can cook your breakfast for the next day. Like I did that for some days. So do the cooking again, clean up again, and then put your clothes in the dryer, take it out of the dryer after 3 hours, and then study in the meanwhile, do your assignments, look for jobs as well. Start preparing for your certifications, relevant certifications that you need for the industry because you need to be competitive enough for the industry as well. So that's how it honestly works. I mean, maybe if you guys are interested, I could make a video like a day in my life. And now I'm just looking at what all to bring next. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers on a broader view on how a day here looks like. And of course, I missed out on the fact that if you because I personally stayed inside the city, so I could just walk and go. So I didn't include the bus um timing, because for example, if you stay outside the city or a little away from the university or a part-time place, then you need to step outside the house 30, 40 minutes earlier and then you know go to that place, and then again it takes 30, 40 minutes of commuting to come back, and then you have those specific time slots allocated for your grocery shopping. And then if you want to buy some Indian store stuff, you need to visit Indian stores as well. So that requires some time as well. So you barely have any time for yourself, to be honest. It is a lot more hectic time, especially when you have your master's or graduation plus a part time to handle. Now, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys are interested, I can make a different video on the status. For example, the stamp one, the stamp two, stamp one, stamp four, and all of that. How you can convert your normal work permit, and how you can actually get a permanent residency and other things. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let me know if you need anything or if there's any improvisations you need, but I try to be as honest as possible in trying to give you a quick view into what a life as an international student here in Ireland would look like and what all struggles you might have to be prepared for. So feel free to put in the comment section whatever questions and queries you have. I'd be more than happy to help, because when I came in here, there was definitely someone somewhere who helped me in some form, or rather in a lot of aspects. So I'd be more than happy, and thank you for watching me. Take care. Bye. Hope you have a great day.